Okay. Let's calibrate. Is it calibrate? Calibrate. Calibration. Come on. Okay. I think this is the first time I'm racing actually on the circuit with this car. So I don't know how well my car will do tonight. Don't particularly have high expectations though for it, unfortunately. Thank you, my ears are now burst. Ooh, primary car. We need to reselect the car. We need to select our old friend. What is it? McLaren 570S? Yes. The yes car. Okay, all classes. TOGA. Perfect. Guessed the password the first time. Alright, 10 minutes remaining in practice right now. Set up. Let's check. Do I have one? Nope. Well, temperature's 37 degrees air temp, man. That's high. No, we don't need a rear wing. That's superfluous on this car. Brake duct at 2, that's also fine. Probably want to increase the cast on the front. Decrease the toe because we do not really need toe on this car. Tire pressures on the other hand, I think we go 5 down. So, we have a moment here driving down the pit lane to actually put our gloves on. Well, not really, we have to aim for this piece here, but we can just turn our wheel slightly. I mean, yeah, the pit lane is very long, but you don't actually lose that much time on the circuit during going for... Okay, you do lose a lot of time, but like, it feels longer than it actually is because we skip turn 1, turn 2 due to the pit lane, which saves you a lot of time. Even if you spend forever on the pit limiter due to that.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
I didn't check if we actually have BOP tonight. Likely we don't.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
It's not looking particularly great that Cayman was like keeping up with me in a straight line. It's yikes.
Yellow flag in sector 3.
Okay, that was a bit too wide. Smidge. Yeah, man, we're in pain land here. This is... Man, it sucks so much that I lost rounds effectively as a good round. Because I definitely had pace there to fight for the front and then just got fucking taken out there. And the BOP update released mid-season. It's also extra fun for the VTuber GT because if I don't get a BOP buff for this round, I'm basically screwed. Because I haven't looked at what the LFM chart was before for Indy for the NSX, but it probably was like 20 kilograms off the car, so. And I don't see how the adjustment to the aero for like clean air something value is gonna do frankly anything beyond a 10th maximum. We need a bit more than that. Brakes? No? Okay, sure. Brake discs were cooking there on the end of the braking zone. Now that's surprising. And so we didn't slow down that much, and we're running 4 ducts very wide open. Like 5.4 is very wide open. So 150. No, it can't be it. 143. Okay. The question is if he's even the fastest right now, GT2. Not GT2, GT4. Yeah, my front tires are overheating already again. My rear tires, however, are under pressure. Great job, Lukas. Brakes? God, it feels like they're worse than usual. Like, I'm genuinely really struggling to just get this thing stopped at all. The bow. Not quite that bad, but... Ooh, that got a bit close. Yeah, dude, this thing is slow, like terribly slow. Like, it's just running completely away from me. I don't know what I did last time. I think that the ABS just malfunctioned and sent me straight on. Which is great. We have brake issues already in practice. You can brake relatively late for this corner. Except for the part that there's Nastin on my inside and ruining my lap. But I mean, at least it's not qualifying, so... I mean, there's no GT3s in qualifying in our section, so... Luckily. And guess who is now behind me? Gasolina. 1.5 seconds. You know... I thought it might be worse. And then no brakes turned up for this corner again. At least the Alpine is still slow in a straight line.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Has been held up with the GT3 traffic. Okay, so practice here. And there's a Ferrari coming up.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
I mean, the fact we can get 410s just going into turn 1 is already a good sign. Well, there's a decent chance that some of the GT4 drivers are gonna now come around and it massively improved their lap times all of a sudden. It wouldn't be the first time something like that happens. Hand me all the way down the field. Well, my overall position is dropping. That's not to GT4. Brakes! What the hell is going on? Like, they genuinely really shit. Come on, slow down! This thing is struggling so badly to just stop for any corners. But I mean, genuinely, we're not slow if the car would actually slow down and make corners. Because I lose a lot of time by just overshooting corners because the car just really damn struggles to stop. I think that's still half a second I think we're missing. And that's an evaluation as well. But yeah, about half a second I think. And we're also like struggling with front tires that are overpressured. I think the rear tires are fine, the front tires are just overdone. Yeah, otherwise I think the pace is roughly fine for us right now. Let's briefly go in here, reduce the fuel load, open up front brake ducts. Rear tire pressures were fine, front tires need to be definitely lowered still. Oh, 6 down, is that gonna be enough?
Green light, show them what you got.
Considering we open the brake ducts, it should be, frankly. Yeah, fuck it, for ball.
Low tire pressure, stay clear of the curbs.
That is working. Although Hanak was quite fast in front of me. But then again, he did also like a 44. And then I did my lap with the cut 45, and then I improved on the following lap to a 44. And the lap after that definitely had potential to a mid 43. And we're lighter. Which hopefully should help us to get this done. I'm still running Type 2 pads, that's probably the better choice, considering our struggles already with stopping. Just so we didn't completely cook them. Do I want to give one a bit more gap? Or just the gap right now. 4 seconds. Yeah, that's more enough. No need, even though I have plenty of space behind. Man, that's overslowed so much. It's so weird, like, the brakes actually don't work. I mean, probably it was the brakes just cooking themselves. And the front tires cooking themselves. Yeah, but I mean, my rear tires are not up to temperature anymore. Anyway. I'm only so far half a second faster this lap than Wunder, so that's not great. Well, he's doing really great. Would be very surprising if this car's like really good on the circuit. Fifth. Yeah, we have some way to go, I guess. Even though we got into the 43s now. Track limits there. How far am I down? Half a second. Man, this still continues to be really sweat. Okay. Sure, that makes sense. It's like I broke a millimeter later and it's like, nope, you missed the corner entirely. This time it also like, didn't pull up quite as well. I don't know where I'm supposed to find that half a second. Car clearly doesn't have it. Porsche's the fastest right now. I mean, I guess the problem is that I'm close to going sub a second mark, and my usual fortunes have come around and be like, nope, you don't go any faster than this. There's a bit of time actually to gain this hairpin. Well, as long as you don't throw it away in the next corner immediately. That's too wide. Brakes. Why are they so unreliable? Like, I'm braking basically at the same spot and it's just like, nope, not working. And now I'm undershooting again, basically. Like, I need reliable brakes and they're just like, nope, we don't work. There is some time in this lap, like I think 3/10 or so I can get out of this. But like, it's really agonizing because you basically have to roll the dice every single attempt on if the braking system is actually gonna work or not. Yeah, it's like, it really does not want me to go sub that mark. I literally improved by nothing, basically. And there's not my gains that I had last time around. God, I hate this. It's like, I hate qualifying. I hate hot lapping with a passion, and like, this is just not fun. When you're like this close, but like the car refuses to then do the corners as you want them to. No gains. Well, actually, I did improve my time, so there is gains. I'm just matching myself. Okay, massive undershoot again. Only problem is I have an Audi now in front of me. Fuck! Sorry! Let's abandon. I'm sorry. The brakes failed again. For nearly hitting you like that. I don't know what is wrong with these brakes. They just come in and out like just completely unpredictably. The car behaves so unpredictable on the brakes. Like the difference between me making that hairpin and me just overshooting it is just none. And this is for both hairpins, so it's really fun trying to stop for this thing. Should have given myself a bit more room than this, so I don't run down before the end of qualifying. And we do have just about 4 laps of fuel. I should have probably let off more so I could fuel save. And then he abandons anyway. Cheers, mate. Not a judgment. Just sucks. Oh, understeer like galore. Come on, turn, you fucking piece of shit! Come on! Work, please! Oh, and now we're dropping frames as well, huh? Now we don't have a functioning internet connection as well? Save a bit of fuel. I should have bought new tires on and go for another run. Okay, there's someone on the lap. Where did you come from? I didn't sign up to you coming up to me. Like, before there was no one. But thanks, could you like kindly give your car's buff over to me, because your car got buffed, mine didn't. And mine just has no brakes tonight. I love it. Well, the braking system is just randomized for me again. And it overslowed completely. Look at it. Like, it cost me every gain that could be made on that corner because it just slowed down well this time around. And in the next corner it overshoots again. Like, what is this? Like, come on. The precision needed to stop this car in the corners is just it's just superhuman. You can't do it. Can I just find that one lap to improve my time sub 43? It's not much I'm asking for. And then the brakes fail again. Thanks. I gladly appreciate how this car continues to just not work. And like refuse this time to go like a corner. Like, what was that about? Thanks, I gladly appreciate how this entire thing just won't work. Actually, this is my final attempt now because they want GT4 off the track at... Oh, come on. Didn't get the right line. Because they want GT4 off the track after 16, so meaning I can't start another lap after this one. Come on, no! Come on! Bullshit! Fucking bullshit! Fucking bullshit is this? Complete bullshit! This car just refused to fucking suddenly turn also. It's like, oh yeah, and also the fucking aliens moved the goalpost even further down the road. It's like, I could have had 310s, but like it wouldn't have even fucking mattered. I would have only beat Burke. For what? For a fucking pity price. I mean, he can't race, but like, yeah, but the BOP still is applied. Okay. I'm getting minus 19 kilograms and the car is still like not quite performing to the level that it should, frankly. It's frustrating as all hell. Because I'm doing everything and the car just refuses to have brakes, refuses to turn, refuses to do anything that is like, you know, requires it to actually fucking function as a race car. Why are you not functioning correctly? You piece of shit. Like, just the amount of understeer I get out of corners sometimes is so real. It just refuses so much to do anything. So reduce the rear camber a bit because it's quite significantly over camber there. Front tires, how are they doing? Also over cambered. And I could have attached the rear anti-roll, but I guess not sure that's gonna help much. I mean, it would help with understeer, but you know, that's not gonna fix the inherent problems with just the handling being shit. Because it probably just introduces a bunch of oversteer, right? The main issue is I need brakes to function into the corners, and they don't. They don't reliably work, and that's the entire crux of the problem. Like, the rotation is fine, the mid... all of that stuff works fine, it's just... I can't get the bloody thing stopped. The brakes don't work. I mean, it does understeer occasionally, like crazy, but like, that's more like a fucking partial issue of just something else that isn't quite related to anything else. Should I open the rear discs up? Like, what is the problem with this damn thing that it doesn't want to stop? Now, can I just have brakes? I mean, yeah, I'm not allowed to go sub 43 because fuck me, right? Because the car very much had the pace to do it. It just really refused to do it. My first sector times were down for my fastest lap. And why was the delta showing that I was on time every single time? There's the first, yeah, the first sector ends here. Oh yeah, right, I was a bit down every single time. I don't think I was that much down. There's 5 cents in the last sector there. What a fun little lap that I did. And that one even had like a shit hairpin there in sector 2. So that 2 is the only hairpins. And I couldn't break I broke 41s in one of the laps, but like, this time is 40.6. If my brakes just worked, it would be nice. Because I would have. Like, I'm roughly at pace here. It's just, the car has to stop refusing to work and we would be fine. But it just doesn't want to stop refusing to work. So GT4 BOP is still in place, the GT3s, however. Yeah, it's just suffering now again. Let's see what we can do at the start. It's not an easy track to overtake, especially when your brakes don't function properly, but like, you know, we're gonna still try anything. We'll throw everything at the fucking wall and see what sticks. If the car wants to finally actually function as a race car. He's running this thing into the rev limiter. No wonder he's like significantly down on pace than everyone else. He's just running it a bit too high in the revs. It's McLaren, Ferrari, BMW. Who is surprised by this? The coolers can't bop things for shit. Yeah, the bop clearly isn't working properly, and they only produced a bunch of issues because now we can't use the LFM bop effectively anymore because it's not accurate enough. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing with GT2, like, people like Kuhn exist, and they're gonna cause people to just severe issues. Hey Greg, how are you? Literally, I just alt-tabbed and saw the message pop up. I mean, I have the message up there usually, but I just tapped over. But yeah, people like Kuhn here, who's 5 seconds off the GT3 pace, like, despite that it's like, oh yeah, okay, there's a BMW that actually made it into the top 5 and broke up the McLaren streak a bit, but like still, Kunas did BOP, you know. McLaren, BMW, McLaren, BMW, how can you change the order? It's P1 to 4 is McLaren, then a BMW, then McLaren, then a BMW, then 2 Ferraris, a BMW, and then you can find a Porsche, a slower McLaren driver, a few other cars, more McLarens, a BMW, and then you have this here. What do you think about the GT2s? Well, Kunas still can't. Kunas be like, release a car with a track and don't properly BOP that car on that track. Yes, I'm talking about the KTM crossbow because it's like, man, that's painful. Although I'm kind of like a 50% convinced they messed up some values in the brakes, so that the brakes don't work properly, and if they fix the brakes on that car, the car would be properly BOP'd, but because the values are wrong on the brakes, the car doesn't work properly, because the car doesn't stop, actually. Like, yes, the GT2s take a long time to stop, but man, the problem with the KTM is that it's already in a straight line a lot slower than the Mercedes GT2, and the Mercedes GT2 outbrakes you. So that's a bit of a joke. Thought they nerfed the McLaren a lot. They did a power nerf on the McLaren. That doesn't mean they've nerfed it a lot. They just power nerfed it a bit. You know, they said before that they power nerfed certain cars, and then like it does like fuck all. Like, of the Maserati. I haven't driven that one yet. I only got to drive the 935 and the KTM crossbow. The 935 is interesting, at least about first, because the base setup is also broken there. Because you need... The car ships with 160 spring range at the front and 200 at the rear. And you need to drop that to 20. Because if you don't run 20 and you drive on the top of the mountain, that one corner, before you come through the long left-hander, that one corner where you always run up to the wall, yeah, that one, you go through a dip, and the car will just bottom out and you die. I mean, even with 20, the car still bottoms out, it won't kill you, the car rotates fine. I really like, yeah, the Merc is a rocket, I've been told so. Funny thing is, like, I read on Twitter that someone, I mean, obviously there's a bunch of console plebs complaining about, when is this coming to console? Like, just wait, you know? It's always with exclusives, you have to wait. But now, there's people who just, someone who was like, hey, are you gonna fix the sound on the Merc, because it has the GT3 sound and doesn't sound like a GT2 car. And I join a server and spectate a Merc, and it's like, well, that's clearly sounds different. But the issue is probably what that person only saw onboards from people. And onboard, that car sounds very similar to the GT3 variant. But if you're in third-person cam or just racing against one, you can clearly hear it has a very grunty sound and a very nice one. And a decent time for him? Grace? No way. I mean, I streamed yesterday at a normal time. Literally the same, basically. Like, yeah, I streamed at about 8. Went live at about 8 PM and streamed till about 11. Yeah. I can... The Merc has a... I thought the GT3 was turbocharged. Like the... because the GT3, Mercedes and Aston Martin both have the same engine. I think the... is the GT2 not turbocharged or something? Because the GT2 has a lot more engine noise, engine sound. It just doesn't have any... has a lot more engine noise, but it sounds a lot more... it sounds very similar from the cockpit. It has a lot of pops and bangs when you watch it from third person, so that's fun. Makes it interesting, but obviously not quite as fun to drive, I guess. I mean, yeah. I'm saying what Isaac told me. Chances are Isaac might not be completely wrong. The GT4 and GT3 and GT2 is turbo, okay. I'm pretty sure the Aston though is turbocharged. Both GT4 and GT3. Pretty sure they have turbos, it's just... And they have the same engine block as the Mercedes. It's the same Mercedes engine block that they're all using. So basically in Formula 1 there's only a Mercedes safety car and a Mercedes safety car dressed in green. Yeah, that's something to consider. But yeah, the 935 is, unfortunately I still crashed into the wall and Bathurst and had to limp around for most of the race, so it wasn't quite as fun. And also the aliens are kind of ruining things. Because, man, there were people on that server that were lapping 2-minute 01s at Bathurst. Where did I qualify? P6? I mean, you should regularly see it at the top left. Oh yeah, I haven't actually updated my plugins, so, you know, yeah, if any new DLC cars was in this race, it would be a bit funny. But luckily, all the DLC cars on their own class, so... The unknown class specification, which is remain as the unknown class specification. The lag is insane on that thing, and it kicks. Okay. Yeah, I've heard the car kicks quite like a mule, and people say it's even worse than the Bentley. So that's fun. I don't know if I'm gonna run. I'm just noticing I didn't get any water, but like, I don't know if I'm gonna run any GT2 perhaps tonight after this. I think the issue is that the LFM race would be too close to this one, and the next session would be after midnight. At least it was yesterday, so it's like, and I don't think any community is running. Well, I think some communities are running, but their races are already running or have run already tonight. It's one of my pet peeves that Europeans for some reason want to run their races at 5 and 6 p.m. when nobody is fucking home, or apparently people are home. Let's try to work at Fun Power Cousin at 302, man. Wouldn't be too surprised. Donkerval Kid got disqualified in qualifying. That's an achievement. There's one BMW. GT3 that's buying this. Yeah, let's briefly check LFM. I'll actually see if something's happening tonight. I mean, likely any sign-ups that are for races on SGP are likely done already tonight. Let's just... Hey, fuck off, I'm not interested in that vote. Let's just filter ACC, we don't even filter anything else. Right. When is the next... Yeah, the next race it lists is tomorrow on SGP. The next race is GT3 Reverse Grid Series. There's not even GT2 races right now. Yeah, there's nothing right now here. We do have, I mean, how long do we have now on the grid? 2.5 minutes, okay, good. Now let's check, how's the LFM? 47 minutes. Yeah, we're not gonna finish before that. I mean, the race, the timer will expire at that time, but like, there's only 2 minutes as soon as the LFM server goes up, then 12 minutes of qualifying. I might be able then to join with like 5 minutes left in quali, but like, is that fun? Is it? And then the next session would be tomorrow at 15 minutes after midnight. So I don't know if I want to do that or stay on stream for that. It's just, it sucks a bit. Oh, this is it's just unclots just do not align quite well for me with doing other races as well. So yeah, let's just double check my tires. I think we have everything set up now for the race. On and off. So I need to do my license test on that. To do it for like a week and still didn't do it. Which part of the license test are you? Yeah, you probably you need your. You need to do the hot laps. Is it 5 consecutively under the 110%? Was it? I don't know which track they're doing now. I did it back in the day when they had under 105%, which was ludicrous considering the alien times. But yeah, on the topic of oh yeah, right, we have a 50-minute race, not a 45. Yikes! It's like, yeah, we would overrun too much. Just the 7 laps in Misano, it's not that hard. Well, it's Misano, so I mean, it's still better than Snetton, which is where it was when I did mine. But yeah, I hope you have high enough safety rating so you can do the 95 server, because then you get 3.5 SA already, which is useful, I guess. It's under 107%, okay. So it's reasonable lap times. Because 105 is torturously fast.
Going single file.
Like, it's... I did it around Snetton in the Bentley, like, first try, but, like, still, that was just... I can't imagine anybody who's, like... like, more than a second slower than me would just be in a lot of pain then. Considering it's Snetton, and it's just pure pain. But yeah, even if you have... I mean, you can actually do the GT2 right now.
Low tire pressure, stay away from curbs.
But you can't actually do... And you can do GT4 also on Elephant, with a rookie license. Because you need to then do 10 races to get actually a full license. To actually get over rookies. 10 races. It's a bit of a requirement. But yeah, you can do GT3, you can do GT3, you can do GT4, and you can right now do GT2 as well. Like, I'm not the fastest. Yeah. But yeah, as I said earlier, I was ripping on with the GT2s. At Bathurst, someone was doing 2-minute 01s, and it's like, my brother in Christ, what is wrong with you people? 2-minute 2s, 2-minute 1s from the fastest guys on that server. I'm on the other hand I was doing I think 2-minute 04s, which still is really fast with the GT2s. Like, there's a bunch of leagues that are planning to do GT2, GT3 multiclass, and I think that's a terrible idea. Because you will genuinely have GT2 cars that are just faster than the GT3s on lap time. And also they are already terrible enough to overtake because they're faster on a straight line. So just pure suffering for a GT3 driver. It's similar to wanting to run LMP3 with GT3s as an issue. Like, LMP3 and GT3 regularly run into issues because you have slower, faster GT3 drivers and slower LMP3 drivers. And we did see that even in real life with IMSA, running into those problems. And you will have very similar issues if you do that as multiclass. Especially in sim racing, where these issues are even more compounded because you have the fastest drivers on the grid going to enter both classes. Like, you have a full skill spread over both classes equally, so you end up with fast drivers in both classes. did that BMW come from? He like oh god!
Got some light damage on the front of the car.
There was a car literally flipped over.
3 wide. All clear. Clear on the left.
Someone got rolled. What is happening to you, my friend? It's the second time we pass you because you're just like forgetting to car. This is a race still. You need to drive. And now he's gonna pass me, isn't he?
Clear on the left.
And completely misses the corner immediately.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Like, come on, dude. Get your shit together. At least from what I can tell, we have still remained in... that car flipped, yeah. 7 seconds worth of damage, not too bad. Considering we drove in the back of the Merc. Oh god, for fuck's sakes, what is wrong with you? And there's someone stopped in the middle of the circuit. Are we gonna restart? Because that guy was stopped there. But yeah, what the fuck's wrong with some of the GT3 drivers? Again. It's 2 weeks in a row where there's just some GT3 drivers that don't know how to drive. Genuinely. They don't belong in that class. And like, if we have issues as GT4 drivers with some GT3s just being too bad of drivers, like imagine this with GT2 drivers with GT4 3s. Another car slow. He's recovering. Oh, come on, turn, you piece of shit. Yeah, because this piece of shit just didn't do anything and turn, actually. That's the beam. Okay, there's a different beamer now. You can probably actually pass me. I think the BMW is right now behind me, losing it to, the position to the Audi GT2. Which is fucking hilarious to consider. No, he didn't quite. But I'm pretty sure he got close to it. Oh god, the beamer was just taken out by Gasolina. Or took himself out, something like that. Anyway, Alpine on BMW violence. Okay, there's the beamer coming again. Fucking hell, Jesus Christ, what is wrong with you? Okay, Gasolina's having a bit of lag. Oh, this BMW, man! Come on, dude! You're utterly incompetent! I wanted to drop behind you to let you by and let you dive Burke into turn 1. And then you can't... Could you just stop losing me time already? Like, just fucking go already. Fucking go, please. I beg you, just figure the fuck out how to drive. Yeah, I had him yesterday also in the GT2 race. He was driving away from me. I've also raced with him. I've driven the Aries, I think it was 3 hours of Spa in the Ferrari 296 together. And we finished on the podium. So yeah, I've even raced with him together. If you look in the Team Iris Hall of Fame, he's actually written there. But yeah, this cost me 2 seconds because this guy just can't figure out how to pass GT4s. It's seriously fucking annoying. Look at it again. He's making a stupid dive. Oh, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. And this is the problem. Like, he's just so slow that his car. I mean, the difference is the GT2s are so fast. Drivers like that, you just dispose of them as the GT3 driver.
Clear on the left.
And they frankly just behave effectively as the GT2.
Well done, mate. Personal fastest lap.
Yeah, he got me like 2 seconds on that lap. He didn't hold, I think, Gasolina as much up. And obviously, the championship leader is just running away again, so that's fun. Jones has been allowed to escape because we had to deal with a GT3 driver that doesn't know how to GT3. Although he will have to deal with him as well soon. I mean, the problem is with him, even if you slow down, he probably won't be able to clear you.
Well done, mate. This has been your personal best.
Don't even think about trying to go around the outside of me. I've run wide here.
Clear on the right.
And here, the guy easily clears me. Although he's now struggling now all of a sudden. Oh, come on, dude. Get your shit together. Although the losses were not too bad, but like still, it's a bit annoying. After they tow down, I feel like the spawn 24 is behind you. That's nice to hear. Well, I have another spawn 24 coming up this weekend, so that's extra fun. P11 to P3. That's nice. Were you sharing a car with Jordan? Or who were you sharing actually the car with again? Yeah, right, you were sharing a car with Jordan. God, I'm sometimes forgetful. Me, Jordy, Exy, Frankie, Blaney, and Kohai. Yes. Oof, Misano, I hate this track. You've just noticed where Misano. Yeah, I mean, who likes it, frankly? That's right. Come on! I had like no chance whatsoever to avoid that track limit. And we're already at 2 and we're like 10 minutes into the race. Great job, Lucas, great job. This race is gonna fall apart, I guarantee. Before it's over. Jones is lapping 43 flats. Extra fun. And the thing is, I'm not even exploiting the track limits that much. It's just this cover randomly decided it throws a bunch of understeer at me. And will lose me. All my lap time. Hello, but you can't stay in bounds. It's so nerve-wracking because it will just push wide, push wide, push wide, and then just not let you stay in bounds. Also, Burke being a smidge faster than me is a bit annoying. Because we're just stuck in an esports train here again. Nope, that was track limits. We just ran off the curb with our right side wheels. It is this brutal, this circuit at times. And the issue is, with that corner specifically, is that the microsector split is here in the middle, straight between these two corners. So if you are off there, you will instantaneously be given a track cut before you even rejoin the circuit effectively. It's that brutal. You have to effectively slow down before you actually do the cut to avoid getting a penalty for it, which is utterly mind-boggling. Brakes. Turn 5, 6 just feel like constant torture. Yeah, I think we were thinking of the same two corners. I mean, the entire section from turn 4 up there is just torture. I mean, turn 1, 2, 3 are like okay, even though the exit of turn 3 is like kind of shit. Yeah, also, Gasolina did get a 5-second time penalty for the incident he had early on with the BMW, where he spun him around. But yeah, frankly, it's just such a Mickey Mouse section. It feels so goddamn tilted, that section. Because it's just awkward in every car you could conceivably drive through here. It's just awkward for the sake of being awkward. Nothing is gained from that section, it's just pain. Yeah, this corner leading into this corner, and then next going onto this straight. It's just why? It's just a question of like, how well is your setup? Because it's not a question of skill at that point. It's just an awkward corner section. Gasolina's name is funny. True. Okay, the race leader's coming up to lap us the first time. Should we dip into the pits already? I think nah. Although we should consider it for sure.
Car on the right.
Oh, thank you.
Clear on the right.
I gladly appreciate that one.
The faster car is approaching. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Okay, he's pitting already.
Car
Get
on the
out of
left.
traffic.
Clear on the left.
Should we also follow him in? Let's clear those to track limits. Yeah, that's coming. There's a massive amount of GT3s coming.
Faster car is approaching.
Oh no, they're gonna catch me before the end of the straight, likely. Fuck. We do need to set up the pit stop though. It's now an arms race of getting to pit entry before the GT.
Car on the right.
Oh, fuck off! Stupid dipshit loser.
Faster car is approaching. Watch out. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Just let it go down early. Right. Fuck. Would probably need to reduce the front pressure a bit more than that. I'm just winging it at this point. Come on.
Mandatory stop. Start here. Come on, let's go.
There's Berg 20 seconds back.
Stay clear of the curbs.
So obviously wait to exit the pit lane. Some Lambo in between as well. So maybe that's why I don't want to do the license, because my sound's not that great. Yeah, true. Fuck, he's gonna come there. He's gonna just about jump me. And there he goes! God fucking damn it, how did he jump me by 3 seconds? I did a really good pit entry and didn't get hung up. Oh, there he actually is. It's just... okay. Didn't jump me by 3 seconds. It's just the timing got a bit funky because we're skipping turn 1. On the pit exit. Like, you can abuse the track limits a lot on that inside. Great, awesome, he did jump us. Despite my best efforts. Go get him, that's gonna be fun. Because he is in the same car as me after all. Although I did run these last few corners really well. Despite that my tires are not up to pressure yet. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, we got away with that one. Just got noted up for an invalidated time, not actual track limits. But he's actually running away from here. Brakes, please. There's the race leader again. And Gasolina's actually also... Okay, yeah, Gasolina exited the pits. So he's done pit stop as well. Fuck. Because I didn't want him to dive me again on the inside. And cost me time because I'm forced to go the long way around. And he's gonna now wait behind this guy as well, so he can clear him on the straight, which is fun. So I lost only time, not him. Gotta left traffic like that. Yeah, I'm a bit faster right now than him. But like not much at all. It is a few tenths. Not that they don't make sense, his actions make sense, it's just... it's frustrating to deal with. Hey, I nearly matched my qualifying time.
Yellow flag in sector 3.
I'm only like 2 tenths off. 2 thousandths off. Then I win and then I lose again. It's just the margins are so thin between us two. We're so tight on pace. It would have been preferable if I qualified in it, if my car actually worked in qualifying, but nope, it didn't. No, it didn't matter enough because, you know. Oh, but he's really struggling right now to stop. And I'm still able to stop. We lost a lot of time there. Oh god, yes, the GT3 leaders are now fighting behind me because the actual GT3 leaders have pitted, but like these two are side by side right now. So that's gonna be fun in a moment. Because I'm gonna lose out here big time.
Clear on the left.
Or not. Both of them decided to pit. Both of them decided like, nah, this is gonna lose us too much time, we're gonna pit. Even though they are literally through the GT4 field at that point. Or not actually, because we had... You know, we're actually further down on the GT4 oiler because we've pitted already. Come on, I lost so much time there in this section again. Like, he's good in Sector 1, I'm good at Sector 2 and 3. Fuck, too late, too late. And there goes all my time. Could you not, like, overshoot a corner again like you did last lap? No, you can't. I mean, Jones has escaped 14 seconds. That guy is just way too fast. Clearly, Ginetta doesn't have enough BOP on it. Oh, no, 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 that's not good. That's a bit wide there.
Faster car approaching. Watch out.
He's wide there. Oh, brakes! What the fuck? I was right on the spot! Oh, come on! I was... Fuck! What bullshit is this? I was on the fucking 610s and then just goes, nope, no brakes for you this time around. I guess another GT3. Why do they always catch us in this section here? Not just, you know, on the straight, where I don't lose time. No, we have to deal with them in this section here.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
No, that's not gonna work, my friend. You can't... Well, actually, it does work. Which helps us, because he still hasn't cleared the GT4 yet. You know, he's gonna get stuck behind him, isn't he? Yep, and gonna get me stuck. Because he's just got stuck between us again.
Faster car coming up behind you.
Oh fucking hell.
Car on the right. Clear on the
Great job, dude. Great job. Folding me up there.
faster car is approaching. Watch out.
You know how painful it is to actually gain any tenths on this guy.
Car on the right.
Two Ferraris coming by.
Gaining on the car ahead of sector 1. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
My dude, I was still there. Just shoved me off the road there, effectively. A bit of respect I would ask for. Well, the Porsche has also ended up behind. Oh yeah, right, the Porsche had, I think, got taken out early in the race on. It's after all Jones and Burke who were in front, and Gasolina, Jones, Gasolina and Burke that were in front of me at the end of the first lap.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
And we just leveraged ourselves by him. Just about. But I mean, he fought me a bit dirty, I returned the favor, I guess. No, it's about as clean as you can fight with this car. Considering how close we are in pace, there's a decent chance he will come to harass me for the rest of this race, which is 17 minutes. Hooray. It's interesting because I'm not particularly much faster than I was in the previous stint. Yet I ended up being quicker than him in the second stint. I guess he might have not improved at all, while I improved like a few tenths.
Faster car coming up behind you.
There's a GT3 coming. Ah, my fucking indicators aren't working again.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Thanks, I gladly appreciate when things just do not work. Because I wanted to indicate the guy that I'm going left.
Car on the
Fucking hell.
right. Clear on the right.
I'm really tired of you guys just shoving your nose in.
Yellow flag in sector 3.
It's Jones 19 seconds up the road. There's just nothing stopping this guy. He got into the lead on lap 1 and just never had to have a look back. Well, I think he even started from 4 laps. Yeah, we have now over 1.5 seconds. It's a bit of a buffer. Some of the slip-ups won't be punished.
Faster car coming up behind you.
I want to get more in ACC because maybe I did well the turner, but that's iRacing I still need. So it's good endurance in ACC. I mean, I would advise to turn the racing line off as a first step. I don't know. Did you actually? I don't remember if you actually ran racing line in iRacing. I don't think you did. Because I was on your stream after all. Briefly. It's a bit counter-intuitive that you want to do LFM because you want to get better at ACC endurance. I mean, I guess it gives you more races to do. Already done, okay. In iRacing count, I thought you can have a racing line in iRacing. I thought iRacing was like one of the first. Well, I mean, racing line is a very old concept, but like, was for a long time one of the few sims that actually allowed you to do that because rFactor 2 just didn't flat out support any.
Faster car coming up behind you.
But yeah, LFM is a bit counterintuitive considering it's very sprint heavy.
Now closed. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Only till C license.
Faster car behind you.
Only till C. I see road C you can only up to road C you can use a racing line. I see.
Faster car behind you.
So if you want a road B license you have to turn it off and can't turn it back on.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. Faster car is approaching. Watch out. Car on the right. Clear on the right. Faster car is approaching. Watch out.
I see. I'm going to do it in ACC. Well, I wish you good luck with that.
On the right. Clear on the right.
I mean, back in the day I did use the racing line, not in ACC. I mean, I raced a lot of rFactor 2 beforehand. But like, with Project Cars 1, I definitely ran with racing line on controller. Because it was like, well, this game has so many tracks. It's a bit difficult to learn them all. I do remember from back in the day when you did Le Mans with the prototypes in Project Cars 2 in the career mode. At the shortest, that 24-hour race would be 2 hours on time acceleration. And you would have to pit, obviously, for fuel and tires. And the labeling of the tire compounds was a bit weird, which led me to bolt on intermediate wet tires on a dry track a few times. And to win the race, I just took out the opponent too. Just blocked the opponent. I mean, yeah, I was left with like 60%, so I could get away with that. I was winning anyway. Yeah, funny stuff.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
The race is like, I know they are sprint heavy, but I guess. Cray still has for me the police livery. I don't know if he's changed the livery. I didn't sync it this week. But yeah, I mean, it's still some racing, even though it's sprint heavy and it's just crash heavy, at least in the top split. I've done a bit of GT4, but GT4 is really not that popular on the service. You always get only at most one split of like 10 to 18 drivers, and you always have like that one alien on the split, and like just like a handful of rookies thrown in that are probably fine. Yeah, it makes for an interesting dynamic effectively. Oh fuck. Not good. Because you can get track limited actually from running right there on the straightaway. Although the game didn't even, I think, invalidate my lap. But I've been lacking definitely right now. I've just lost like a second lap time because I'm not paying attention. And the race has still 7 minutes to go, so I need to pay attention here. Just to tie this thing up.
Faster car coming up behind. Watch out. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
If you wanna do stuff like this, my dude, commit earlier to it. This was a very last moment for me. Also, Gazoo just made his way past Burke, so Burke has now dropped to P4 on the race. Well, in the class. Overall, he's dropped down to P22. We actually have a decent attendance. I think we had less last week. I think I finished... Did I finish like 16th overall or something like that? And that was me finishing 6th in class. Like there were like 10 or so there were not many GT3s in that race, like 12 or something. think the entire grid was just over 20, and we're definitely like 30 tonight.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
So I guess the DLC made some people wake up again that they signed up for this championship, or just, you know, drive in here to try things out, I guess. Although we're not running GT2s, we're just running GT3s without BOP, and the GT4 still with BOP.
Clear on the right.
That's... I don't know. Didn't the Alpine get nerfed? Yes, I did talk about that. Did I not, or did I actually mention it and just, not mention it and just thought it myself? But yeah, we're still running BOP on the GT4, so I don't know if they adjusted the BOP a bit because of the nerfs. But yeah, the Alpine got a bit of a power nerf. The Merc got a bit of a buff. The KTM crossbow got a buff, and the Porsche got a nerf again. So I think I genuinely didn't mention it, but like, yeah, I don't know if they adjusted the BOP because of that. But the thing is obviously that cars like the Ginetta and my McLaren here, they didn't get any changes, and we desperately need BOP to each other, so that's kind of an issue. I mean, it's gonna be also an issue with retrack if we run Bob, because if we're not running Bob, I'm probably just gonna skip the race, because it's like, there's not much of a point of me competing in it, because my N6 is not gonna succeed there. Like, my N6 needs a bit of weight reduction, because Kuno still doesn't think you need actually to BOP that car. They only decided to Bob the Lexus and Nissan, which is good, but like, that they decided to give those two cars weight breaks, but like, it's, you know, it's sort of a start to get these cars back to balance, but like, you probably still need to get some hefty weight breaks on them to actually get them BOP'd properly, those two. But now you can actually try to do an LFM Bob on those two cars. And maybe we might see that.
Car on the left.
I'm using the 488. Did you? Oh yeah, right, you were in the first race, right. Yeah, and the 488 Evo also needs a Bob, so... yeah, you similarly need actually BOP to be able to compete properly. So that's true as well. Both of us is effective. There's a GT3 BMW that is fighting me for position now. Because I was like, oh god, the gap has gone down to 3.5. Look over to my relative and be like, yeah, that's a GT3 BMW. My gap is otherwise 5 seconds. Just under. But yeah, we have a GT3 closing in on us for position. God knows how many laps we are technically down to the GT3 lead. I think 2. 2 or 3 laps. Probably closing in on 3. But yeah, it's like, it's great that they are fixing the BOP, but like... oh yeah, the race leader is actually behind me now. And the BMW is... no, he is still there. Oh fuck. Not good, I just cut the entire corner.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Yeah, the BMW is just getting out of everyone's way so far, so We're likely gonna finish in front of him, but we are gonna be... But the big sniffer isn't doing so great, yes. It's probably the same driver. We're gonna probably find out because I don't know, he should catch up to us before the end of the lap. This is P12 coming through. P2 is the next car behind. Although he's basically out of that fight now. Look at the gap. If you can just pass me now like this. Perfect. Now it's the BMW behind again, and P13 about 3 seconds back behind that. And 1 second about roughly, so he's gonna probably slow down again to let that car by. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the BMW from as far as I can see. In the rearview mirror, it's the same Beamer. Same clueless guy.
Excellent job, man. P2, well managed. Bring it back home safely.
Yep, I'm pretty sure it's the same BMW driver. And he pulls over there. I mean, I should probably use a different runoff area, but this is far enough around the circuit. Also, I didn't even switch the TC off. it did that without switching the TC off. I mean, it's decent. Nice podium, but like obviously Jones still ran away with the win here. Not great for the championship. I think this is the second win in a row. I won the first round, he finished second in that one. I had obviously last week with my first place, with my 6th place finish. That's gonna hopefully remain my drop round. And then otherwise it's just... yeah. Right. Yeah, we finished 3 laps down to the overall leader. There's a bunch of people with penalties at the end of the race. But yeah, pretty sure that's the guy. Right, could I get my mouse cursor to work, please? Please? Oh, my keyboard got switched off. Hello, can I kindly have a mouse cursor? No? Thank you. So, gonna look at the replay definitely a bit. Someone's EP. Man, I've been so sleepy recently. It's something. And the thing is, I've even slept today already. Besides, obviously, in the morning, right? Like, I went to bed at about 1 AM, woke up at about 7:30, and then I slept from about 5:30 p.m. to like to like 3:30 to about 7:30. I slept about 1.5 and 2 hours this afternoon again because I just got so tired. I don't know. I'm so goddamn tired for some reason recently. I mean, my sleep schedule is starting to get back there where it's supposed to. I'm actually sleeping in the night and sleeping at 3 AM instead of being wide awake. But man, it's like I still have the issue with now having a nap in the afternoon. That's just not great. Yeah, let's just exit the replay so we can. Also, we can probably save the setup. About it. I thought I said 4. Got a decent chunk of wear. There's still there's blisters on the rear left, man. Yeah, I can't really sleep at night, boy. I think I've gotten there's just I need a shit ton of sleep for some reason, and it's kind of not attainable. So 570S Misano. Miss 01. So we have a setup for this car. So we can at least bolt something onto the car. In case we ever need it. Let's look a bit at the replay and see the rollover. Because that's gonna be funny. Otherwise, I mean, I could single player a bit the GT2s, but I don't think there's any events, and I don't think I want to do public server. Yeah, there's Gruber in the middle of the track here. Yeah, Lars! He nearly got rolled over, didn't quite. But yeah, the BMW here, he did start ahead of the GT3s, by the way. So, GT4s. Not by much, but like he obviously accelerated normal, then he drove up. No, look at the braking point, and just the two GT4s already passed him, then another two, and then here comes me as well, and another one. He lost 6 positions going into turn 1 to GT4 cars. An utterly impressive feat, I must say. So what happened to our friend here? Okay, they had already piled up. There's the 48 checks up and then he gets hit in an awkward way by the Merc, and that just rolls him basically over. Let's watch that on board. Yeah, you can see the BMW just stopping there. Yeah, by the time he can react, that it's very rare in this game that any car gets onto like even 2 wheels, let alone get rolled over. I did recently see a rollover happen even, and the cute and funny McLaren. Yes, I still run that livery because why not? Right, let's see what actually happened to cause the accident ahead. Okay, that was way further up the field. Are you involved? I think so. God, how many cars are... Okay, here we found it finally. So here's the collision here going into turn 1 between... That must be like P8 or something. P8, P10, somewhere in that neighborhood. And he hits the beam on the back, spins him around. He gets by him. The Ferrari, the police car doesn't quite play him. Clips him again. Although it doesn't make too much of a problem there. And then now we have the issue of just Howard coming around. It just has no chance of ever seeing the incident having happened. I mean, he saw a Ferrari just completely off into the grass here. Like, look for it. You could you could barely see it, but like a jump scare BMW there in the middle of the road. Obviously, there was just not much of a chance. He retired early on in the race, and this guy also retired at some point. Like, you can even less... Okay. Like, it's just the problem that everybody behind you can't see the accident already happening. So when you brake, it just catches everyone by surprise, and they just cannot stop quite. It's just, there's this entire second row here on the right hand side that just halfway around the corner realize, oh yeah, there's a car parked in our lane. Like, he's slowing down and everything to clear it, but it's like, it takes time. It's just awkward. Okay. Yet another joke of an experience of offer. So apparently you need to map a button on your steering wheel to change engine map instead of being in the MFD. And also, if you set up pit stop strategy in your setup page before the race, your fuel is set in stone and you can't change it. No, that's a bug, I'm pretty sure, because you should be able to change the amount of fuel that you have in your setup menu. That should definitely work. That's a bug if you can't do that. I've seen that bug happen with, I think, rejoining a server. When you rejoin a server after the disconnect, the car is supposed to load the setup, and then you can't adjust the fuel amount for some reason in the car. Weird stuff like that. I think I've seen that relation. But yeah, the rFactor 2 does not have an MFD. Well, it has an MFD, but like it doesn't have an electronics page like ACC has. And that's fun. Like ACC has the electronics page that allows you to adjust everything. RF2 has just a pit menu, and that's the only thing you can interact with. Okay, you can interact with the relatives and the leaderboard and stuff. But the only interaction you can do is scroll on it and set it to sectors or real-time mode. That's the only thing you can do. Yeah, you can, by the way, scroll the leaderboard in rFactor 2 when you pull it up in the MFD. Up and down scrolls it, left right switches the timing mode between the two. Well, actually, I think if it's either going left on the D-pad is switches it into it does the switching between relative and real time, and the other setting makes it that it loops it. So there's actually two settings that I think you toggle on that one. So yeah, that's fun. To map a button to change the engine map. It is a rFactor 2, unfortunately. You definitely need a button for that stuff. For engine map, for traction control, ABS. You need buttons for engine starter and ignition, because in case you need to do long repairs, you need to be able to switch the engine off in pit stops. Like rFactor 2 doesn't demand you to switch engines off in pit stops, but sure shit helps when you have to do long repairs to switch that off, because otherwise it really you cook the engine with a lot of cars and they don't survive then. But I mean, if you're only doing sprint races, you don't really care about that part. Man, this guy's terrible. But he would finish the race at least. Repeating, it's not the dial. My steering wheel blaming my physical down the steering wheel, not believing me when I say it's not the dial. So like it's repeating, it's not the dial. Yeah, I mean, there's always the potential that it like decided to randomly unmap itself. Or the dial actually failed, you know? I mean, it do be making sense to check if it actually works. But yeah, it's been a thing that I've seen before. I can definitely come to the conclusion that you've suffered from a bug there, that you should definitely be able to change the fuel amount in your pit menu. Even in fixed setup races, well, in fixed setup races that might be not the case that you can adjust it. It's weird. God damn it, this guy. Like, just look at this guy. He's just... And also Gasolina's internet deciding for a moment that it doesn't want to live anymore. Well, I mean... Oh yeah, right, you can... So you could change, for example, the tires, but you couldn't change the fuel amount. Like, you could change if you want tires and what compound you want, but you couldn't change how much fuel you want. Like, that is really... I can definitely... I think this has happened before to me. Don't ask me. But like, yeah, I think this has happened before. But like, man, that's one thing that like sucks a lot. that happens. Okay, yeah, that's definitely not your dial. Like, what the hell is with chat if you're like, look, I can change the fuel amount, but I can't, yeah, I can change how much, I can change everything besides the fuel. It's clearly the game being buggy. I mean, you can disable refueling on cars, and the game could get confused to just suddenly decide that you can't refuel your car and just gets you stuck with the amount that is in the pit menu for it. You just shove them there. I'll just check what Gasolina takes out the other BMW actually. Is it this lap? Yeah, here's the BMW that we're looking for. It's not the BMW you're looking for, so here. Yeah. RF2 doesn't have auto fuel. Does ACC have that? No, like, I don't know what you mean with auto fuel, because the system very closely resembles ACC's. With how ACC works in terms of the fuel. It's just the difference that, like, you don't switch off refueling on the server level. You can only switch off refueling on a car level. And you can modify a car to allow actually ram during a pit stop. Yeah, that's also a fun part that people forget. Give you the fuel needed. Yeah, that doesn't exist in Factor 2. You only get same as ACC, as I said. You have to calculate your fuel yourself and figure out how to do it, and you also have to do it for the pit stop as well. There is a you also, I think, get, similar to ACC, the amount of fuel you actually get, you know, into the car. And you can configure in the setup your race strategy, so how much fuel you're gonna take in the pit stop. It all works very similar to ACC. The difference is a bit, I don't know if they changed this, but in rFactor 2 you can only configure the fuel for the next 3 pit stops. You can't configure the tires. You get the one advantage actually of rFactor 2, it does remember what tire pressures and like wing settings your car was on. Because yes, in rFactor 2 you can adjust things like the wing if your car allows that. Because yeah, rFactor 2 is more multifunction, so you can obviously adjust things like that. It will fuel you a bit. Yeah. But it's that, like, it's very similar to ACC in the sense that that you don't have all auto fueling or anything. You just you have to do the math yourself, and if you screw up, that's your problem. And as I said, you can configure the pit in the configure a race strategy. For the and you can configure it for the first 3 pit stops. And if you the thing is with the menus in rFactor 2, it's like you can set the pit stop count, and if you set it to 0, then it's not gonna. You can still obviously do a pit stop, and it's gonna actually use the number that you configured for the first pit stop, but like you can't reconfigure it till you briefly turn it up to 1, and then you can configure the first pit stop. You can only configure the first 3 pit stops. You can, however, I think increase the count way beyond 3, and then you can fuel up. And the thing is, if you configure a pit stop set to 1, and the game calculates that you, since the start of your stint, have if the AI would have burned the fuel, because AI uses a different fuel burn, and the AI fuel burn is oftentimes like completely wrong. So if the game thinks the AI should have gone through its fuel load, it will automatically request the pit stop, because in rFactor 2 you need to request the pit stop. Or technically you can pit without requesting it, but it might take a bit longer. That's just fun stuff that rFactor 2 has as quirks. Where you need a pit stop request button as well. Oh god. Yeah, it's working just fine now. Yeah, that was probably not even... It was just balked likely for that single race, and would have likely just been fixed if you know, done another race that you would have not encountered that bug again. It's that broken, which is just fun. Right, what time is it there? Yeah. I just get my 22:41. Do we want to drive some GT2? I don't want to try the Porsche out. This is the number 69 car. Okay, someone has having fun with this one. Also, where's the number plate on this? Because this doesn't have a number plate, and this is the official car. The AB Motors. It's the Manta racing car that actually has a number plate on it, but the Porsche Motorsports does not have any. The Maserati here. The Maserati Corsa. With Platinum driver in there. That's a bit out of the ordinary. Here's a Pro-Am team that has only AM drivers, so that's funny. Okay, KTM has a Czech team. True Racing here, which I have quite a few cars. MCR Motorsportzentrum Ried. It's also an Austrian one. And then RTR Projects, which is a Czech team, yes, with Jan Krabek. The Audi Sport. With another Platinum drive. I guess the default car is with Platinum regularly. I mean, okay, this Pro-Am car also has a Platinum driver with Pierre Keffer and Michael Doppelmayr. The Pro-Am entry. Right. Let's switch back to custom. Actually, not the writer. So if we go into edit, we're gonna select the Merc so we just get the livery copied over. And 5 is decent. I'm about to make a Motec setup for the KTM. Would you like to have it when it's done? I mean, maybe. I don't know. I'm probably gonna end stream before that. Okay, this is this side of the roof. That lights up the... Let's go for the antenna. Accent light, and let's give it a different car number. What car number do I give you? Same goes to you, John. Someone dive bombed turn 1 and saw it coming, so I swerved out of the way, and he took out the guy in front of me instead. Bloody that was Predator missile in mud. Yeah, that sounds funny. Besides for the guy who actually got taken out, you know, but like, unfortunately shit happens. Oh, clear chrome, that looks kind of nice. Right, save as new. Let's confirm this and let's go to the Red Bull Ring again and try this car. That's where I yesterday raced the KTM. What do we have in the aggressive setup right now? A lot of ABS. Tire cut. So we can't adjust the lumbar stop range. We can adjust the spring rate by three different settings. These are some brake bias this car has. Some aero. Wow, okay, the track is way too cold. Let me just briefly change the settings of this session, because I must have like set this up for some event, because this is, let's just say this is not usable. We're gonna set up with 5 AM I think, and then change the base temperature to something like 22, and maybe reduce the cloud cover to 0. So that should work a bit better. Yeah, you can actually not put negative toe on the car, so that's interesting. But probably we want to actually have some toe on this car. That's fine. Let's move this back a bit. Move this here back to compound 1. Move the ABS a bit back and then just try it, I guess.
Green light, go, go, go. Low tire pressure, stay clear of the curbs.
Considering I reduced the cloud coverage to 0, it's... I guess you don't get a beautiful sunrise on a circuit. You have the morning right there. In which one of the two? Because yes is the answer simply. Both of them have a hole in them, and I'm wearing another sock underneath both of them, so I don't have to interact with the pedal, the raw metal of the pedal. Okay, I mean it's still pretty cold because I selected early in the morning. But yeah, it's very floaty on its suspension. It does a lot of weight transfer. Wouldn't refer to it though as boaty at all. Although I do be struggling at times also to stop. Do fire ice. Yeah, I should probably get around to buying some. Yeah. I don't know, I mean it's not too hard to drive right now, but it does oversteer occasionally. Yeah, you can brake later here than with the than with the KTM, which is utterly hilarious. Although the brakes do be cooking also there. You can hear them start cooking. I guess this is a characteristic of the circuit, not of the crossbow specifically. Because we're running brake ducts of 4, which is like, considering it's only 16 degrees Celsius, really wide open. Let's see what time we're gonna do. I immediately beat my time with the crossbow. Although it's a lot colder than the race I did. So we definitely have an advantage there. Although my tires are not up to pressure because they're not correctly configured, so I have a disadvantage there. Okay, there's a lot of oversteer there. Like, the mid corner is just a bit weird. This thing. Maybe I'm just running too much rear brake press. That's causing issues. But yeah, at least on this track, it's not like too bad of the power on oversteer. What I have actually more issues is the on brake, the off brake oversteer. That's quite some severe off brake oversteer. Oh, my rear right is getting into the operating range. Test them with Valencia at Isaac. Yeah, maybe I'm just gonna load up Valencia. Okay, I got validated there. That was a bit much. Track limits are okay on this circuit, honestly, there. I mean, now... I mean, it's similar to Misano, you can use the curbs. Which makes it acceptable. You could outbrake the Merc easily, okay. Well, I do say this, I'm braking about as late as I did with the KTM. So, like, you can easily outbrake the KTM, because the KTM has as bad brakes as this car. Probably worse because it's slower in a straight line. This thing is, after all, rapid in a straight. Wait a minute, do we have... Yeah, we do actually have engine maps as well with this thing. I don't know if the others have. Didn't check. I'm used to my GT4s where you don't have engine maps. Only the Merc has them, funnily enough. That was too late. Yep. Gives a rough idea of this car, I guess. I mean, I could drive more, but like, maybe we just try out a few more cars. See what sticks. So, we're gonna recycle briefly as entry here to try the others. Let's try the Maserati. I mean, I shouldn't really bother with adjusting anything, but this looks really cool, this design here. This design for, like, with the black stripes going through the headlights there. I have to, I love it. Okay, that's interesting. Start session again. Right, I move the timer up 1 hour forward. Further. Okay, temperatures. I have increased the average temperature, so it has gone up a bit. So we don't have to suffer too badly on this front. I should definitely probably increase the pressure still. Although, I mean, it was weird with the tire pressures because some of the tires were actually getting up to pressure with the Merc. Some others weren't, so that's interesting. Just Merc things, I guess. Right. I think let's give this a decent baseline. Click, click, clack.
Green light. Go, go, go. Low tire pressure. Stay clear of the curbs.
Well, that exhaust note there. The track GT2 seriously are gonna drive the Maserati on the Merc. Gonna go Italian, okay. I mean, I've been previously basically the GT4 factory driver of the Maserati. Okay, that was a bit much cut. Oh god, brakes! There was not much stopping power at all coming up to turn 1. Holy hell, there was not much. I'm not driving particularly well right now. My right side tires are not up to pressure whatsoever. Left side are getting there. I mean, these are all really cool designs for cars. GT3s are a bit generic, but like, look at this screen there in the dashboard. It's kinda neat. It's not just, you know, rip all the interior out of the car, carbon fiber built race car, like a lot of the GT3s are. I didn't validate my lap, also I'm slower. Very aggressive flasher there. Someone did a mistake on the texturing of the steering wheel. I don't know if you've actually noticed that already. But look there. Pretty sure that's not right. Someone printed the label for engine map straight over, I think, the Maserati text of its logo. Or something. Actually, no, that's the engine map twice written there. You can see it. Perhaps. I don't know. I can at least. Someone messed up the texture or something. Yeah, that's not right.
Well done, mate. This has been your personal best.
Oh, they also made the same mistake with the ABS, by the way, and the TC. All three of them have it. And I broke too late. It's just, it's really noticeable with the engine map, but the ABS also has the same problem, and the TC, if you look closely. They wrote with they drew with two fonts. It's onto the texture. That's. But yeah, they made the same mistake twice on that section. What I mean, that's something you don't notice if you just drive the car without the steering wheel from, or you drive it from a cockpit perspective that is mounted on top of the dashboard. I will obviously notice that as it's a VR driver.
Well done, mate. The fastest step so far.
But yeah, I definitely think this car's more nervous than the Merc. Merc's really nice to drive. Again, at least on this circuit. You know, aggressive preset first impressions can be very misleading very quickly. I mean, I'm ending up roughly with the same lap times, although it did take a bit longer with this car. You would hope so, although I just invalidated again. And threw the entire lap away. Not just literally, but all the pace as well. I saw you driving the Porsche. How was that thing, the 935? Didn't I talk about that earlier, that the 935 has a bad default setup at Bathurst? Or at least for Bathurst, the default is pretty bad. We can load it up again to show it, but like, the default on the, you get a spring range for that thing. The bump stop range for that thing is like crazy. You get like 200 on that. On the rear suspension and 160 on the front, and that's a problem at Bathurst because you bottom out at the top of the mountain and you spin out just before the that one wall you basically run into, and it's like, yeah, that's fun, and you have to reduce it to about 20-25 for this to stop happening. It still bottoms out a bit, but like it doesn't like completely just kill you. And then the car's actually drivable. and kind of a joy to drive. It does ship with 0 TC, which is mental, but it's actually relatively drivable. I would still, however, recommend turning the TC up to 1. To make use, obviously, of the traction control whenever it needs to grip. Oh well. Yeah, we can load up that car. Also, we can try the other Porsche, because I haven't tried that one. But 935 is a kind of neat. Quite like how it handles. I definitely prefer it over the Porsche Cup car. I prefer all of these GT2s over the Porsche Cup car, because, you know, they have actually grip. The Porsche Cup just doesn't. Like, I don't know what they did to the tires of the Porsche Cup, but it's not driving on the same compound as every other car. I'm damn sure of it. Because these cars actually bite into the road. Same with the GT4s, they also bite into the road, but the Porsche Cup just doesn't. The compound on those tires just doesn't do anything and doesn't bite. It's an issue seemingly unique to the Porsche Cup that isn't a problem for the other cars. I don't quite get it. Yeah, man, if you find the lines, this car was fine. Just I think it would kick ass as soon as you decide to do something that isn't quite where it wants to be raced. At least it feels like that. But I mean, I'm talking about the Porsche early on, that's like prime example for that. But yeah, you could definitely just drive the thing, which was really nice at Bathurst. So we're gonna try it out here, because the Porsche is usually not a just drive car, and if I'm gonna drive any car, I'm gonna really like to have a car that is just drive. How was Misano? We finished P2 in the end. Started P6, there was a big kerfuffle in turn 1. A Porsche nearly got rolled over. A GT4, so a Cayman. Yeah, just interesting stuff like that. We made our way then slowly up the order. Benefiting, well, we got up to P4 due to that kerfuffle, and then we're able to pass the other McLaren and also the Alpine, mainly due to the Alpine having a penalty for taking a GT3 out. Yeah, we've been I've been driving the GT2 a bit right now. Going to try the Merc out now, and now the Maserati. Right. I think that's enough now. I'm gonna try some other cars. So, let's try the... We've driven the KTM in the past already. Let's try the Audi. What different designs do they have for this car? And 5, 4 is really funky. 3 is also pretty cool. We're gonna put 3 now on the zoo car. And run again. Boy, I didn't quite expect to have night, but I guess I jumped a bit too far forward. Right. That's gonna get annoying, this commentary very quickly. 25 toe on the rear. Nah, fam, we're gonna drop those numbers down quickly. That's a bit much. That's a bit very much. We're gonna increase the cast on this because that looks a bit too low for me. Tire pressures, I think we've noticed that they under pressure the right side tire, so we're gonna go up a full PSI on those. Actually, maybe even 3 clicks more. And then left side we go up 07. Because that should work. ABS go down a bit on that. We're gonna have to have 1 still on the car. Brake bias adjusted slightly. Okay, you have 2 spring settings on the Audi, effectively front and rear. Not more, not less. Rear wing is maxed. Like, man, this is a straight line track, but I'm just gonna put max wing on this. This is a bit excessive. Okay, then. Oh yeah, it's definitely noticeable that this car's a very long 5th gear. I've heard people complaining yesterday about it. But yeah, as soon as you shift into 5th, it becomes very noticeable that they did some funny stuff with that gear. Yeah, this car feels nice. Planted. Same V10 as the Lambo and Audi GT3 has. Hasn't the GT4 also run the same engine, just detuned as well? Oh fuck. Well, the brakes aren't particularly great. Jesus, the front brakes are cooking. We're at 22 air temp. And pad type 2 is cooking itself on the braking zones at this circuit. That's crazy. Let's move the brake wires rearwards to help with this. Because yeah, 4 brake ducts is not enough to cool these brakes in the braking zone. That's nuts, kind of. Because 22 degrees Celsius air temp is not a crazy number. That's Man, okay, the right side tires got completely overpressured, so I guess they had the pressures better with this car then. That's the thing with Kunos, like you cannot trust them to have the same mistakes on different car setups. Is that the same? I mean, it is the funny thing that like there's quite a few GT4 cars that are basically just GT3s, but miniaturized. The Audi, the Merc, the Aston. Obviously all the original ones like the KTM Crossbow, the Camaro. We have the Alpine, the well, the Ginetta actually isn't. The Ginetta actually has a GT3 variant as well. But that had become so irrelevant by the time this game rolled around that it isn't included here. I do remember it being in, for example, Project Cars 1, Ginetta GT3. Yeah, GT4 variant is in this game is quite old. A lot of chatter there from the AMS. Oh, the lap times are roughly where the other cars were. Considering how much we're struggling to just get the damn things to stop again. No. I went for the German spelling, I guess. Thinking that the Italians probably spelled it the same way. But I guess I was wrong. Let me just... Okay, so this car doesn't even come with different dashboards. Because the Audi GT3 obviously does come with different dashboards, so you can have a night one. But here is like, if you drive at night, well, go fuck yourself, effectively. Because I wanted to switch to the black background dashboard. I guess they don't allow that for GT2s. Yeah. But yeah, the car has... I don't know. I don't like how terribly it's stalled. But it does handle this bump here in the middle of the road a lot better than the Maserati did. Which did struggle quite a bit on that. To remain in traction with the reverse. That was a bit late on the brakes. But I think that just about pulled up. Okay, that wasn't a validation, it was a bit too wide. Let's not ponder too much on this car. I think that's enough laps. Got a rough idea for this thing. Doesn't brake particularly well. I think it's the conclusion out of that one. So then we have one more car. That's the Porsche. What designs does this thing have? And then we're probably gonna retry the 935 on this circuit as well. And design 3 is kind of neat. Yeah, the other design's not. Design 5 perhaps? No, the front is. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with 3. We're gonna likely. Nah, that looks a bit weird. Maybe metallic. I don't know, it doesn't make too much of a difference with black. Yes. I mean, it doesn't matter at all. I'm configuring the livery of a car that I literally just drive now. Oh yeah, right, I wanted to actually change the time of day. Was for some reason the Porsches seem to have a quite aggressively offset where my seating position is. No, we don't need this much fucking tow on the radio. Jesus Christ, this is a Porsche. Coming to introducing a new Lukas Lichten cheese crack as coming to a grocery store near you. Why do you want to turn me into a marketable cheese cracker? Yeah, they have strong wheel rate on this track. But we're gonna go massively down again on the bump stop range because I don't think we have issues here with bottoming out, but man, having experienced that, oh, what was the name again of the track? Bathurst, I don't think I want to experience it again. This works fine now. I mean, we can drive it actually with 0 TC. Oh, and then maybe increase the pressures a bit. It's a bit warmer than the last run again. Turn Lucas into flashing. No. Oh yeah, right. I wanted to. Oh yeah, right. This is technically not the same car that I drove around that track, right? But yeah, for some reason it defaults with the Porsche to like 11 distance in the view settings, right? And that's a bit wrong. I mean, that's not quite right either. Let's go to 2, I guess. Okay, that's about right. Height, I would say, is okay, I think. So, maybe even closer, but 3. Yeah, sure, that's fine. Right, save, drive.
Low tire pressure. Stay clear of the curves.
I have a feeling just the sound and like the setup options that the 935 is basically a body kit for the 911. Because a lot of the behaviors are very similar right now. I mean, the description basically on the launch page was also like, yeah, they're basically body kitted a car. Look as a body pillar. You do know a fun fact? My former teammate, Asa EXE. Well, she has a body pillow of herself. Like, and you couldn't even purchase it. From, I think, Cuddly Octopus? Although it is of her old Cyborg design. So nothing with her new design yet. Mounts just a bit. But the other Porsche has pretty good brakes. And handles really nicely. I mean, you do get understeer, obviously. Like every Porsche. Get understeers a lot in that corner. Let's see how slow it is around the lap. This circuit. Ooh, not good. Don't know if there's much time really in that lap anymore. Felt like it hooked it up really nicely, but I guess that wasn't quite right. Because we're all like one of the slowest cars right now. Jesus Christ. And this is why you run TC, because you have these moments sometimes. It's on the TC amp. Question is, are we actually bottoming out there? Or am I when I'm braking, or is it the TC working? Yeah, my tires are a bit overinflated now. Traveling to Germany just to come to say hi, Lukas. Okay. And don't say anything else. Leave back to America immediately. Okay. And you can't take an airplane over here. You have to swim. No boat, no airplane. You have to swim. Like this is an actual challenge. And yeah, the Porsche seems to be the slowest out of the bunch, although it has the hottest temperatures now. That shouldn't be an issue. Yeah, the hottest temperatures, it doesn't have functioning brakes, but like, still, we've not gone sub 30 yet. Understeered there. I just need to drive a bit. I need to lose like weight anyways. I locked the wheel there a bit. I mean, this lap isn't valid, so... Okay, that's not quite how you're supposed to take that. Probably it will be around 5 to 7 hours. You know, in America that would be like next door. So. Oh, come on. But yeah, I feel like the Porsche isn't quite that good. Or maybe we need to adjust the right head again because it's still bottoming out, I think. I think what we're hearing is the car actually hitting the floor. Which is crazy that this is an issue. Although it doesn't hit the floor when we have compression, so this might also be just traction control side. The Mercedes is meta now. I mean, I didn't... Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I got, I think, the best times with the Merc. Although the Audi went... No, the Audi wasn't as good. The Maserati took also a few laps to get up to speed. I did test the Merc with wildly bad under pressure tires and on the other hand wildly lower temperatures than this now. Oh, I messed this up. This corner badly up. I mean, the Porsche is quite a joy to throw around. It's just, I think, not quite fast enough. It's just a tiny bit slow. Mercedes is guaranteed to get nerfed. This is cool nuts we're talking about. The Porsche's bottoming, who's on top. Who knows? Not me. Right. Let's try the 935. Swap over to 935 now. I should have saved my setup so I can actually just cross-load it. Because I'm pretty sure these cars like literally use the same suspension. Although I think it had more toe, the other one, on the rear. I think it shipped with 0.15 on the rear and this shipped with 0.1 on the rear. Right, reduce this. Yeah, this comes with different wheel rates from default, but like otherwise the setup is very similar. One click also on the rear suspension. Right, 62 liters. ABS down, TC up one click. Let's bring Moby Dick. Oh, you have some timing, woman, because I earlier talked about you. Because they want to turn me into a market plushie. So I mentioned that you've already received the body pillow treatment. Right, but I'm finishing upstream. I'm trying the different GT2 cars out a bit. New cars on the new track. Although do you have to mention I do own a book of how, which is, I don't know what the translation into English would be because it is a translation from Japanese into German that I have, but it's labeled how to make manga dolls. It's effectively a book of how to make Fubos. Haven't actually gotten around to making any with it. I would have to copy the template pages out of it and then print them. It's a bit awkward out of a book. Full photocopier. Sort of this DLC is the purple curbs. Which circuit? On this one? Pretty sure they're blue. Yeah, I could technically turn myself into a not so marketable plushie, because you know it would be single production. And I've actually thought out a different one that I would first make. Of a series that definitely will not receive any official support anytime soon. Not gonna say anything. I was thinking right now if I should give a hint, but like it probably any hint gives it away. Oh man, this like yeah, the Porsches seem to be slow. Pain pecker. Why do I have to like the car that is slow? God damn it. I wanna like fast car, not slow. And the Merc is okay, but like, bruh, these Porsches are really nice to drive. It's just, they're so slow. I mean, my tires are overpressured again, but like that... I don't know, the others also were all over the place, so... I don't know why I'm losing so much time with this car. Downshifted there. But it's a bit of an issue. This car doesn't rev as high as the GT3R or the Porsche Cup even, for that matter. It only revs to 7,000 RPM instead of 9,000. Only in quotation marks. But yeah, for a Porsche 7,000 is a bit on the lower side. Still not sub 30. Swimming filled with Mercs and Maseratis. I mean, you do be having, in this case, right now people are obviously trying different things, so yes, obviously people who will try the slower cars. Even if they're not competitive. Till they finally figure out that they're not competitive, and then they finally start driving things that are fast actually. But yeah, the fact that where you just struggle to get this thing. It's like, it handles so great, it's just... Why, Kudos? Why can't you just figure this out correctly? I mean, I guess I can drive the KTM because besides the brake being very... besides struggling to stop, that car's also nice to drive. So it's struggling heavily to stop. The KTM crossbow is quite nice. Yeah, I mean, my rear left has gone up to 28.4. I think my tire pressures have a bit of a runaway. Yep, I know. I've driven it on the circuit against Mercs. Guess what my experience was with that? That was yesterday. I had a fight with someone in a Merc. I had severe issues. Except for the part that he was just fucking slow. But yeah, I mean, the two people that were fighting for the race win just drove away completely. But then again, I was lapping in that race 130s, and right now in practice I was not particularly much faster with the Merc. And that race was in pretty hot conditions in comparison to what we were practicing it with. But anyway, this Porsche is performing about as well as the Expo did yesterday. I mean, we can try the Expo out now. Swap to it as well. Have to go. Good night. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up soon anyway. But goodbye. Would be cute though. But yeah, I mean, if I was a actually popular VTuber, I would probably make a makeshift campaign. Because I have an obsession with plushies, and I would definitely turn myself into a marketable plushie. To further that plushie obsession. So yes. But I'm in no position to actually do any of that stuff. I used to stay on the customer side for now. Yeah, she's not performing. It's so sad because, like, look at how fucking cool this car is. Well, I mean, but like, just give me a moment. Look at how cool this damn car is. It's so goddamn cool, but like, it's just, it sucks. But like, they just can't make a proper bob. Like, they release cars and they're already like shit. I mean, granted, there's too many autistic people that try to break this game and figure out if it's the best car, but like, are playing this way too seriously. But man, even I'm noticing this car's not quite there. Like, this is not good enough. So yeah, let's just modify this entry here to swap to the Mercedes, I guess. What's the option I was running? I think 5 here. That's what I was running on it. Turn the wheel rim is also over. That should be fine now. I just saved, you know. Yeah, right. But it does drive slightly different on 935. It did handle slightly different than the other car, but like, it otherwise was very similar to. I think it's basically a body kit on the other Porsche. I mean, we could drive the KTM Expert to finish off tonight. Because of time, oh. Should we drive the crossbow before we end stream? What time is it now? $23:49, man. We've dragged on for a bit, but I guess screw it, we can try the crossbow as well. Advance 1 hour. And drive crossbow. And I think I forgot to save the setup for last night, so I have to re-engineer the other one. Open the brake ducts. I mean, handling-wise, this was pretty okay yesterday when I drove it. Tire pressures. I think it should be fine, frankly. KTM is... I can't read the next word, low. Something with S, but like I just can't read the word because it's covered up again. Let me check over here. KTM is so low. So is the word. Okay. I mean, I guess. In comparison when you're sitting in it, I guess. Or what do you mean? I mean, with the GT4 it's really aggressive. I know with GT4 you really have that where the car is just so low slung in comparison to other GT4s or even GT3s. Like you, if a BMW M4 GT4 ghosts into you on the formation lap as a KTM crossbow GT4, you can't see anything. You're basically in his footwell because you're so much lower down. Yeah, but the sniffer is just huge. That's not the sniffer, that's the M4 GT4. Not the M4 GT3. Not to get the two confused. Not to confuse it with the new M4 GT4. It's available, I think, in iRacing, but not in ACC. They're still stuck with the old one. I mean, in comparison to the other cars, the braking feels right now fine on this thing. But then again, it's not particularly warm. It's only 24 degrees Celsius. Then again, the others were also struggling, so... But I did open up the front ducts to 5 on this car. Kept the rears on 4. The GTP, which is a wide sniff of the GT3, which is the big sniffer, the GT4, which is a small sniffer, the GT3 is the huge sniffer. Well, we did end up with the same lap time actually that we did roughly with the Porsche. So yeah, I guess this basically confirms it why what's happening here with the lobbies, because okay, I just invalidated, but like it seems the Porsches and the KTM all are not quite up there, but they're roughly with each other, the three. At least not in the circuit. Yeah, it's quite embarrassing how they've already dropped the ball on GT2 in terms of the balance. It's time for LFM to fix it, XD. They haven't fixed the GT4s either. I mean, the pit skill made actually a BOP for the GT4s, and I think TOGA, the guys that I just ran with, they have a custom one. They don't run pit skills. They basically make up some numbers themselves, and frankly, they've been doing a relatively good job with that. I mean, as much as, you know, our friend Jones in the front is running away, he's rapid anyway. Qualifying has been really tight every single time. Yeah, the lap that I invalidated, I find massive gains, but the lap that I clean. Here comes the time again, but like, oh, yeah. I complained immediately to get my lap time. I guess that's something. This rarely happens. So yeah, I think the KTM is a bit faster than the Porsches, but not by much. And at least if it's not cooking hot, the brakes on this car work fine-ish. Quite the correct line. I'm not using the track on entry, turning in way too early. It sucks that like the cars that I find quite cool to drive, they just don't work. Okay, that invalidated was a bit too much. That was a bit of time gained. There's a bit of mid-cone understeer that's... perhaps if it was tuned out, would probably make the car a bit faster for those two corners. Oh god, that's right. And that's gonna be invalidated again. Yep. Otherwise, this would have been a relatively decent lap. Actually competitive with the other cars. Steiermark. Austrian GP. I wanna go in the old layout. Let me through. Let me through. Hong Kong. Okay. Alright. I mean, there isn't much to the old layout. You just technically where turn one is it goes into a soft right-hander, And basically, I mean, I'm drawing it on the screen, but like you can't even see it. You go down, and you have another corner before you go back onto the straight that is connects where turn 3 is, or what is labeled as turn 3, you know. Or is it turn 4? Who knows how many turns there are on the straightaway. But effectively, the straight between turn 1 and the next hairpin is technically not the old layout. The rest of the track is actually the old layout. They just basically shortened a bit of the circuit in the front. Right. Okay, that wraps that up. We've tried all the cars. Like, literally, we tried even the KTM Crossbow again. So yeah, we've swapped through all the cars. It was okay, yes, but like I'm really not a fan of the GT4 BOP. Not GT4 BOP, but like the BOP again. Not great. Right. Okay. Oh, this one. Oh, they moved the date for the entry list edit up. Yeah, we need to remind our drivers to do that. Right. Okay then. Right. I will go to bed now. I mean, we could do the LFM race now. It starts at like 10 minutes, I think. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna call it a night now. Right. Okay then. Good night. Bye bye. And I shall be back on Saturday for the 24-hour race. And maybe V-Track.